What's up, y'all? Naturegirl 30 here, and it's that time again. Another pay-per-view. And this pay-per-view is going to be the SmackDown Lives pay-per-view, the Elimination Chamber. And these are my predictions for the Elimination Chamber. I actually did record this before, but since I did it before the go-home show, I have decided to scrap that and just completely do it again. And talk about some of the matches added, even though, in my opinion, some of them really shouldn't be on there because it's just ridiculous and how it's already predictable who's going to win the main event. But that's just my own humble opinion. But let's get started with the actual kickoff match. The kickoff match is going to be Mojo Rawley versus Kurt Hawkins. Now, Kurt Hawkins has had the most mediocre debut I have ever seen in my entire life, pretty much stealing from every single thing that Chuck Norris has done over the past 30 years. With his Chuck Norris-isms, which are pretty cool, and I would love to have the calendar on my birthday. Just saying. But other than that, when it comes to Kurt Hawkins, there's really no point for him to even be there. But Mojo Rawley has definitely had a major push as of late. Since Zack Ryder, unfortunately, is on the shelf because of an injury, Mojo Rawley has actually been thinking about possibly doing a singles run and trying to make something of it until Zack Ryder heals. Now, he's had an amazing push, amazing momentum going into some of these matches, and he actually is heavily rooted for. And, I mean, it's kind of a mixed bag with the WWE Universe, but in my opinion, he's actually had a really good singles run. So I really do see that Mojo Rawley is definitely going to win here, and Kurt Hawkins is just going to be on the shelf. Sorry, there was really no reason for Kurt Hawkins to come back. That's just me. But let's move on to the next match. Oh boy, the two most vanilla, boring baby faces that there are. Apollo Crews and Kalisto versus Dolph Ziggler in a 2-on-1 handicap match. It's a shame that I really don't care much for Apollo Crews, because Apollo Crews is from my hometown, man. He's from my home state of Georgia, and I should care, but I don't. Even though he literally lives in Stone Mountain, which is not that far from me and from where my family is, but I can't root for him. He's so freaking boring, and he's been there for a while now, and he's still boring. Kalisto is just Kalisto. There's nothing exciting about him besides the fact that he's a luchador. Yay. Yay. But honestly, Dolph Ziggler has had a really amazing heel run. He's had really great heel runs as time went on. The only problem with Dolph Ziggler is that he was only as good as the person on his arm. He literally was the valet for the chicks. And he actually promoted the chicks on his arm than he actually promoted himself. That's just my own humble opinion about that. But the fact that he turned heel was great, but now you have to submit him as a really hardcore heel. And the best way to do that is against two of the most, well, they're not the most over baby faces there are, but they're baby faces nonetheless. And Kalisto is liked, and Apollo Crews is meh. But other than that, if he actually beats both of them, it will definitely cement him as a decent heel. Maybe not a hardcore one, but a decent heel. And he's actually far better a choice to win here than Apollo Crews and Kalisto combined. So my vote actually goes to Dolph Ziggler for the win, because he really does need this win, especially the fact that he's a heel. He needs to be taken seriously as a heel. That's just me. And I've said that multiple times. But let's get started talking about Becky Lynch versus Mickie James. Okay. Mickie James has not had a win since she actually made her debut. She lost against Asuka. She lost against multiple matches on SmackDown. Her promo work is subpar at best. And I guess you can't really be crazy Mickie anymore because of PG. But other than that, I will say this. She needs to win to cement herself as a true heel. Not only is she a heel, she's a vet heel. Like, she's a true vet heel. And Becky Lynch, people started liking her when Becky Lynch literally tried to climb her way to get to the championship. And her first championship match was the triple threat at WrestleMania 32 against Charlotte and Sasha Banks. And that was the first time the women's title actually, the women's championship title was debuted. And that meant a lot. And it cemented her. In my humble opinion, Becky Lynch's reputation was cemented when she went up against Sasha Banks on NXT. And after that, that's when people started to know who she was. So the only possible way that Mickie James get over very well as a babyface is if she gets put over by beating Mickie James. But honestly, it shouldn't be beat on this pay-per-view. It should be beat on a Big Four pay-per-view. The biggest pay-per-view there is, WrestleMania 33. Now, this needs to prolong all the way to WrestleMania 33 so Becky Lynch can have her big payoff. Now, Mickie James has been there, done that, got the t-shirt. She was women's champion multiple times. She literally already cemented her legacy. It's time to pass on to the future. So the only way that that can happen is if Mickie James actually loses at WrestleMania in a tremendous match. Now, Becky Lynch is an amazing performer, as well as Mickie James is an amazing performer, both on TNA and in WWE and WWF. I guess that was maybe it's 4, I don't know. But other than that, they're both amazing performers. They will put on the best match possible at WrestleMania. And this should prolong since then. I mean, just leading on up to that point. So in my humble opinion, Mickie James should win here to prolong the feud all the way up to WrestleMania, because this is going to be the final pay-per-view for she's going to be the final pay-per-view for SmackDown until WrestleMania. So they really do need to make it work here. But let's move on to the SmackDown Tag Team Championship Turmoil match. Say that 5 times fast. But other than that, there are so many tag teams in this match. We got the Usos, we got the Vaudevillains, we got the Ascension, we got American Alpha, who are the champs currently. We got Beauty and the Man Beast, which is Slater and Rhino. And then we got Breezango, which is 6, I think. There is a huge rumor that not American Alpha, but a huge rumor that the Revival might make their debut here on this pay-per-view. And somehow screw one of the tag teams out of the title. Now, a lot of people are rooting for the Revival to actually go up against American Alpha in a feud leading on up to WrestleMania. I'm fine with that, but American Alpha should not make their debut tomorrow night, which is going to be for the Elimination Chamber. They should not be at the Chamber pay-per-view tomorrow night. They should actually come afterwards. They should be at the SmackDown event after the Elimination Chamber. And after that happens, build up to that point. Now, look, I'm going to be honest here. I don't know why they call themselves the Revival, because there's really nothing reviving. There's nothing that they're reviving. Now, I know they're saying that, yes, they're true, old school, modern brawlers. I get it. They are. But there have been brawlers before them, and brawlers before them, and brawlers before them, and there still are brawlers still there. Now, the whole brawler type has not diminished and disappeared. If it did, then I get it. They're reviving something. But there's still brawlers that are actually on the main roster, so technically they're not really reviving anything. Now, I know for tag team purposes, tag team based, maybe. I don't know. But in my opinion, they're not really reviving anything, because there are some heavy hitters that are still in the tag team division. That's just me. But I'm talking a little bit too much about that. The Revival happens to be an amazing tag team that are true brawlers, like true old school brawlers. More like the Acolytes. When I see them, I think of the Acolytes or the APA. When Bradshaw and Farouk was there. That's when I think of them. I think of them as the APA in WWE days. There's probably more brawlers that people there are old school brawlers that are reminded of them. But in my opinion, when it comes to the Attitude Era, I think of the APA when I see the Revival. A little bit. But other than that, I think it'll be an amazing feud with the Revival going up against American Alpha. And it'll be a great pay-per-view match, especially a WrestleMania match. But I want that to happen after the Elimination Chamber. But I've gone too much about the Revival, and let's talk about who will win here. It's a no-brainer. It's going to be American Alpha. If they're going to actually prepare a feud for American Alpha to go up against the Revival, American Alpha is going to have the titles leading on up to WrestleMania. I don't actually see any other tag team to take the belt from them. And honestly, it's a shame. It would be nice to have a little bit of a little bit of a shake-up, but you also have to have a good build leading on up to the championship. You just can't have a random champion there, especially when you have everything storyline based. So I get it if they want to keep it on American Alpha, and I'm cool with that. So my vote actually goes to American Alpha for the win. And I've talked a little bit too much about that, so let's move on to the next match. Nikki Bella versus Natalya. Oh boy. Oh boy. This feud. Yeah, this thing. This is still a thing. It's going on, man. It's still a thing. Oh boy. Yeah. Yeah, this thing. Okay. When it comes to Nikki Bella versus Natalya, There's a huge rumor that Nikki Bella is going to not come back after WrestleMania. That this is going to be her final WrestleMania because of her neck injury. Huge rumor about that. And another double rumor to add on top of that rumor is that her final match might be a mixed tag match with her versus Natalya, probably somebody that she picks from the Hart Foundation, and Nikki Bella versus John Cena. Well, Nikki Bella and John Cena teaming up in a mixed tag. That is rumored to be their final match. And another rumor on top of that rumor is that it's going to be a proposal afterwards. Yeah, y'all. For you guys that are complaining and whining that Nikki Bella will never get married, John Cena is going to propose to Nikki Bella in the ring. That's the rumor, y'all. Like, that's the rumor. I hope it stays a rumor. I hope it's not true. I hope it's a lie. Because it's bad enough that John Cena is getting hounded for not proposing to this chick. Can you imagine what happens to their relationship when they don't? The fact that you're literally putting it on blast and people are expecting you to get married and you do, and then it fails. The one thing I'm hoping is that this does not happen. I'm hoping it does not happen. I hope it doesn't push through. I hope that when they do get married, they'll be on their own terms and not on television terms. Because television terms don't go well. And I'm rooting for those two. I really am. The fact they've been together for 4 years is great. And I kind of do want them to stay together. They're great together, in my opinion. And I hope that it does not end that way. But no offense, he always seems to want to put people's lives on blast. And I would not be surprised if it happens. Oh gosh, I hope not. I hope not. But anyway, do I see Nikki Bella winning here? No. I see Nikki Bella getting her comeuppance at WrestleMania. They're going to make this a mixed tag. I hope not. Because John Cena has came a long way. Nikki Bella's come a long way for them to end like that. All I know is that Natalya's going to win here. She's going to be triumphant over Nikki Bella. And then the feud's going to continue to WrestleMania. That's my choice. Gosh, how disappointing. But let's move on to another standalone match. Luke Harper versus Randy Orton. I don't care about this either. Because it's pointless. Guys, there are so many freaking rumors about the main event and who is winning the main event. And it makes so much more sense on how Randy Orton would take the win here. Because Randy Orton happens to be the Royal Rumble winner, so he's going to go up against the champion. So who will be the champion in the main event match? With everything that's already been promoted and talked about multiple times and what direction they're going to go, which still pisses me off to this day on who they chose to win this, it makes no sense to put this match on the card. Sure, you're giving Luke Harper a payday, but he won't get a payoff. It's just dumb, man. Luke Harper is an amazing performer, and he's always underutilized. And it's a given. This is going to be a transition championship win. But I'm thinking too far ahead. Randy Orton for the win. Duh. No brainer. They're going to have Randy Orton going strong to WrestleMania. Alright, let's talk about the SmackDown Women's Championship match. Alexa Bliss versus Naomi. Now, do I think Naomi's going to win here? No, I don't. The ultimate payoff for Naomi will be if she wins in her hometown. But we know that the WWE are notorious for literally taking a hometown hero and shoving their face in a pile of crap. They're notorious for doing that. There's never been a hometown hero to win on a Big Four pay-per-view. They always lose. Always lose. And Alexa Bliss, I don't really see her losing here. I don't. I really don't. It will be a bigger payoff for Naomi if she wins in her hometown at WrestleMania. Because if she wins on Elimination Chamber, she's going to lose that title at WrestleMania. In her hometown. In front of her family. With everything she's gone through. Especially with Orlando and what they've gone through. It will be a triumphant win. After everything that has gone down. With the shootings that has happened in that gay club in Orlando. Everything. It will be the most triumphant moment for that town if she wins. That's them. She's one of them. That's her hometown. If they have her win here, I bet you that they're going to have her lose at WrestleMania. So I want Naomi to lose here. Because if she loses here, she's going to win at WrestleMania. She's going to win her hometown. It'll be a really great feel-good moment for everybody that has gone through struggles and hard times, especially what happened in Orlando. It'll be a triumphant moment for her. It'll be a triumphant moment for the Orlando locals. It will be amazing. It will be a great payoff, especially for a women's match, if they do this, if they do it right. And SmackDown has, I'm not going to lie, there are times that SmackDown has been wrong. There are times that SmackDown has had poor booking, but it's been few and far in between. I think SmackDown's going to do the right job, do the right thing here and have Alexa win. And after Alexa wins, she's going to lose at WrestleMania. I want that to happen because I want Naomi to have her moment. She should have had her moment years ago. And after everything that's gone down in Orlando, it'll be a great moment, a triumphant moment, not only for her, but for her as a hometown hero. If they use their brain. But my vote goes to Alexa Bliss for the win. But other than that, let's talk about the Elimination Chamber match. Oh, boy. I'm not looking forward to this. I'm not. Because honestly, and I'm just going to be real here, it's no point of even talking about it. Because we already know who's going to win. But I'm going to tell you the person that's going to tease who's going to win. And I'm going to tell you who I think is going to be eliminated. Now, Baron Corbin, of course, is the pick amongst everybody. Everybody thinks that Baron Corbin is going to be the next big thing. Baron Corbin is the most boring guy I have ever seen on my screen, ever. He has the most boring promos I have ever heard in my life. But I will admit this. He has the absolute sickest finisher I have ever seen. One of them. Not completely, but he has a very sick finisher in the end of days. But his promo work is boring. His stance is boring. His overall demeanor is boring. There's nothing special about Baron Corbin except for his entrance and his finisher. That's it. But Baron Corbin is going to be the teaser here. He's going to be the guy that people are going to consider to be the dark horse. He's going to be the one that people are going to actually think is going to win. Who do I think that Baron Corbin is going to eliminate? I think that Baron Corbin is going to eliminate The Miz. And I think he's going to eliminate AJ Styles. And I think it's going to be even bigger upset when Dean Ambrose eliminates John Cena. And John Cena is going to be gone to where we're going to be guaranteed a true champion. And I think it's going to be up against the Eater of Worlds, Bray Wyatt, and the Lunatic Fringe, Dean Ambrose. Now, it makes sense for AJ Styles to actually eliminate John Cena since AJ Styles and John Cena are still somewhat feuding. It makes sense. But I would understand, in order to make it a little bit different, that you have Baron Corbin eliminate AJ Styles with the end of days. And then also you have The Miz. The Miz is going to probably be the first one to go. More than likely it's going to probably be Baron Corbin eliminating him, since he doesn't really like The Miz much. And honestly, it would also make sense if AJ Styles actually does eliminate Dean Ambrose. It can go either way, y'all. Seriously. And I know I've kind of said that at first, but now it makes sense. But here's the interesting thing. The biggest wild card of the entire match is Bray Wyatt. There's nobody that's feuding with him in that entire match. Everybody is feuding with one another except for Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt is outside of everything. Because you have Baron Corbin feuding with The Miz. You have AJ Styles feuding with John Cena. You have Dean Ambrose feuding with AJ Styles. But nobody is feuding with Bray Wyatt. He is a wild card here. So, which makes him an easy picking for the win. But also, we know that they're going to actually have Bray Wyatt win in order for him to give up the belt to Randy Orton. We're going to have hot potato with two different people twice. The reason why I am heavily pissed off at this is the fact that they're literally undermining the fact that John Cena tied up with Ric Flair. And instead of him actually being the 17-time champ at WrestleMania, they're going to 86 that entire thing to promote Randy Orton. That's why I'm pissed. That's why I hate the outcome of this match. That's why I hate this match altogether. It's going to be It's going to be an amazing, well-performed match. It's going to be an amazing match with amazing spots and amazing, hard-hitting finishers. I'm not gonna lie, but the outcome is what pisses me off, because they are doing this to promote Randy Orton. They are going to play hot potato with the major title of their company to promote a guy that is on his way out. I have never been more pissed off in my life when it comes to that. And that showed me how little they care about not only the legacy of Ric Flair, they also care very little about their belt. That's just my overall opinion of that. But my overall winner for this entire thing is definitely going to be Bray Wyatt. And Bray Wyatt is going to drop the belt at WrestleMania to Randall Keith Orton. There you go. But other than that, guys, that is it for me. Those are my predictions. What are yours? Leave in the comments below. And you will hear from me after the Elimination Chamber with my review. Peace out.